Hello everyone, and goodbye everyone, because today I finally found the one final YouTube video that'll get my channel banned and erased from the surface of the planet. My channel was already on life support anyways, so this will be a nice one shot to the head that I've been looking for a very long time. And this one final video comes courtesy of Offending Everybody, titled Who Has the Best Stats? Now, whatever comes to your head the second you heard both the name of the channel and the title of this video, that would be correct. Is this video going to offend some people? Absolutely, yes it will. Is race going to be the entire purpose and sole focus of this video? I sure as hope so. But in my defense, my main goal is to entertain people on this channel and slightly profit at the expense of others, so as long as we make it to our destination, so what if we run over a couple pedestrians along the way? But in all seriousness, I stumbled across this video recently and I immediately thought, wow, this looks very harmful and insensitive and politically incorrect. I need to watch this video and laugh my ass off as fast as physically possible. I read through the comments of this video and from what I gathered, it straight up lists the pros and cons of every race just like a video game character, which is awesome. And it's my understanding that YouTube has taken this video down on more than one occasion, which is also awesome. So I don't know about you, but I'm myself in excitement over here, and I hope we can all learn to laugh at ourselves and like and subscribe for more videos that could potentially end my career. Alright, so without further ado, who has the best stats? Let's go ahead and find out. Also, let me know if you guys learned anything in this video. You never know, you know what I mean? Anyways, let's begin.
If every types of people was in a video game, what would their stats be? Let's start out
with the blacks.
HP.
Alright, at least give me a chance to like drink a little bit of my Celsius first before we dive into this thing. For the love of Christ.
HP, low. Turns out not having great access to healthcare means you don't live as long. Buffs, Johnson size. Debuffs, credit score, and fat white women.
Jesus.
Strength, I'm gonna say pretty high. Speed.
Yeah, you know, already lot to debrief here, but I'm just gonna let this man talk because I have really nothing to say here. Coming from a man that's as white as snow, I just can't comment.
High, but not high enough to escape their masters, apparently. Resistance.
Christ.
Black people are just born with a certain level of swag and have maxed out their support.
That is true. Every black guy I've ever met, his swag is at least like 8 out of 10, minimum. They start at 8 and they can only go higher than that.
IQ, low. And don't blame me.
Alright, you know, I don't think there's enough Celsius in the world to get me through this video. I might have to end up like picking up a new addiction throughout this video, like cigarettes or something, so bear with me guys, focus, lock in, and have an open mind around here, you know what I'm saying?
You're the one skipping school. Sure, you come from a single parent household with a father in prison and teachers who don't want to put in the effort, but not getting good grades is still your fault. Oh, well, I'm smart. Okay, here's a math problem. You have $250. The stock market goes up an average of 7.5% a year. How much money do you have at the end of the year? The answer is nothing, because you spent it on a new pair of Jordans.
Woo! I mean, like, what? Okay, first of all, Jordans are pretty sick. I think we can all agree on that, so not blaming anybody for that one. And second of all, we're in a tough economy right now. We're all struggling out here, you know what I mean? Some more than others, but for the most part, it's a tough world. So, you know what? I would like to respectfully disagree with our narrator here.
Endurance, incredible. I mean, they literally built America. Luck, terrible. To go from slavery to segregation to finally getting your own Band-Aid color is pretty unlucky.
That's true. It did take a long time for the Band-Aid color to match the skin color pretty much universally, so I don't know what took them that long to do that. You know, at least they made it now. You know what I mean? At least they made it now.
Depends. In daytime, it's terrible, but nighttime, it's max. The only thing you'll see is floating Sauron eyes with an occasional puff from a Newport.
Christ.
Special ability, better at all sports. Have you seen the top 20 basketball players? It's black eye, black eye, black eye, black eye, black eye, black eye, random outlier, black eye, black eye, black eye.
I mean, he's not wrong, man. If we're gonna debrief this, let's get one thing straight. They are more athletic and more just like physically gifted than all of us around here. You know what I mean? As for the downsides, I would like to respectfully refuse to comment. But you know, we're talking about Asians now, so like everybody get the fuck off my back, all right?
Asians, HP, massive. In the United States, they have the highest life expectancy. Probably because dying isn't nearly as bad as bringing your family shame. Debuffs, sorry Asians, God did you dirty in the Johnson department. Buffs, luckily to balance it out, he made every Asian.
You know, contrary to popular belief, I haven't had the opportunity to examine the general size of the Asian community yet, so, you know, I'll reserve my right to comment, but you guys have plenty of advantages to, like, compensate for that lack of size, you know what I mean? And, hey, you know, it's not about the tool, it's how you use it, right? So, don't worry about it.
Child size. Strength.
I don't know, actually. I mean, I sort of made that shit up, but...
In relation to body weight, high. Compared to any black person, low. Speed, average. Yeah. Unless it's a hot dog eating contest. Then they're an expert in farming. Resistance,
Jesus Christ. Alright, I'm just gonna move on.
IQ. Asians are close to maxing out their IQ. I guess having your teacher beat you with a rod, then having your parents beat you with the same rod, is a good way to increase work ethic.
You know, I wouldn't mind, trying out some Asian parents, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure, like, I probably would have had better grades in college, I probably would have gotten a better job, job. They probably wouldn't have let me become a YouTuber. I'd probably get kicked out of the house immediately. So, you know, I'm sure getting beat with a rod has its advantages. Who knew? You know what I mean?
Happiness might exist if they had Christmas. You know why Asian kids don't believe in Santa? Because they're...
Do they not have Christmas? Is that not a thing? I'm sure everybody has their version of Christmas, right? Somebody tell me in the comments what like the Chinese Christmas version is, because I really have no idea. I'm super uncultured if you haven't, you know, if you couldn't tell.
They're the ones making the toys.
Yeah, you know, maybe that's why. I'm just kidding. Who doesn't like a good old-fashioned child labor joke? I'll tell you who. The people doing the child labor. That's probably who. No, but that's pretty funny that that's the reason why they don't celebrate Christmas, is because they're the ones basically making our Christmas happen. It's funny because there's always a pinch of truth to all of these like very racially charged insults, but you know, I'm starting to think that this narrator is more against Asians now than the black community. He's not holding back. He's not pulling any punches here, so I feel like it can only get worse, and I'm here for it.
Endurance, very high. Working in a sweatshop is hard, and I should know because I've walked a mile in their shoes. Special ability, invisibility. I don't even know why ninjas wear masks when you can just back up 10 feet into a crowd and completely disappear. Next up, light.
Let's go ahead and see what this guy says about the whites. I want him to go as hard as physically possible on the whites. I mean, probably should have started with that, but beggars can't be choosers, I guess.
HP, above average. Buffs, jab applications. Debuffs, a girlfriend with no gag reflex. Strength, physically average. Strength in dominating other countries. Max. Speed, like kids on Adderall. IQ, average, as we have the smartest and dumbest people out there.
God, man, average at pretty much everything and maxed out on conquering other countries. I'll take it. Nah, but with white people, we're kind of like a mystery box. Like, some are really great, and then some suck really bad. You never know what you're gonna get, you know what I mean? And, you know, that's the fun. Let's see, I'm trying to think of, like, what else we're good at. Using foreign labor to make ourselves richer, running the majority of the government, country music. Actually, now that I think about it, all those sound pretty fucking bad.
I even believe Einstein and Vin Diesel are the same species. Happiness, low.
We do have Vin Diesel. That's pretty good.
You think it'd be high considering we conquer the world, but...
Yeah, I think our happiness in America is, like, probably one of the lowest in the entire world. I mean, I could tell you why. It probably has a lot to do with, like, everybody being on Adderall and antidepressants, but, yeah, we got a lot to do in the happiness department as well.
Every technological advancement, we just invent new ways to get depressed. Like my magic phone
That's
keeps
accurate.
buffering Django Unchained. Ugh, now I know what being a slave feels like. Luck, max. Aside from being a man in a first world country, you can't get much luckier than being white.
Yeah, I would say luck is pretty much maxed out. Like, there's just no denying it. You know, some white people have some shit luck. You know, it just depends on who you are, what you get born with, but not a lot to complain about.
White people are like a DLC character that's just better than the rest of the cast. Don't believe me? Go to any museum and check out our KD ratio. Next up...
Yeah, that was a pretty fair assessment. I think he covered all the bases there. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of the comments about the white section of this? Room for improvement? Room for improvement? Is that what we should go with here?
Japanese. HP, well, they have one of the high suicide rates, so very low. Buffs,
Oh, that's not good.
tentacle porn. Resistance, big titties. IQ, very high. Japan is on the forefront of technology. They got bullet trains, bidets in every hotel, and there's spots that don't judge you. Endurance, very high. 2 nuclear bombs prove they're good at tanking.
Jesus Christ. Don't look at me, guys. Look at the video. I will say, though, that there is a very valid reason for why this creator doesn't show his face in his videos. Great business decision right there.
Special ability, if you put an unsolved Rubik's Cube in a Japanese woman's... I'm sorry. This one's really stupid. Okay. If you put an...
If I was filming this video, too, I don't think I could keep a straight face either. I say a lot of stupid shit, but, like, this guy says even more stupid shit, so he is on another level of saying stupid shit that I am not currently at. And I kind of want to get there at some point, you know what I mean?
Unsolved Rubik's Cube in a Japanese woman's cooter, and it comes back solved. She's pregnant. Next up, Korean.
That actually rolled off the tongue way better than I thought it would, so props to that guy for keeping a straight face while he said that. Look, we got Korea now. I can't imagine what we're going to talk about here.
HP, well, their life expectancy is around 83, so very high. Buffs,
not
Gundam
bad.
style, and BBQ. Debuffs,
I didn't know Gangnam Style was from Korea. I should have known that. Good for them, you know what I mean? Good for them.
strength, it's hard to tell because all the characters use the same skin. IQ, very high. Koreans tend to excel at math. Probably because their dog can never eat their homework. Happiness, Koreans have maxed out their sadness. Koreans have the highest self-slaughter rate, which might be because of their parents. Korean parents are born with disappointment in their children, which is a great motivator if you want your kid to become a CEO.
Man, I would make a terrible Korean. Like, with the combination of both my, like, lack of self-discipline and also my current form of employment, I just feel like I just wouldn't really make the cut. I would probably get fucking Spartan kicked through that glass window right there. That's probably what would happen.
So he can jump from a higher window. Endurance,
Oh my
very
God.
high. Neighbor threatens him with nuclear warfare, and yet they still find a way to dance to shit music. Luck,
I
low.
was waiting for the nuclear comment. I knew that was going to come through at some point, but now we got it. You know, it's like I can see the fucking future.
Next up, Mexican. HP, above average. Buffs, manual labor. Debuffs, paying taxes.
Jesus. Taxes? Really? Is that a debuff for you guys? Wouldn't that be more of like a strength if like you're here illegally and you don't pay taxes? Some of them pay taxes, not all of them, but you know, I mean, give them a little bit of credit.
High. Cockfighting taught them to go for the jugular. Speed, very high. Can complete any construction project in half the time of a white person.
I think the paintbrush this man's using to describe all these stats is a little more broad than I would typically use, but hey, I can barely put a dining room table from IKEA together with a fucking Allen wrench, so you know, if anything, I'm a little bit jealous, you know what I mean? There's a reason I'm sitting behind a camera making very uneducated, uninformed comments about a video instead of making a positive impact on society, you know what I mean? We all have our strengths, you know, you just gotta take what you got and roll with it.
Birth control. IQ, low.
Jesus.
If they were smart, they'd kidnap their racist farm owners, unionize, pool their money together, buy the farm they're originally working on, then hire another poor race to do the work.
That's how you do it, guys. That's how you do it.
Happiness, pretty high, which is surprising considering they spend most of the game completing escort missions. Endurance, max.
Jesus.
You ever seen a Mexican not hustling? You can call them drug dealers, criminals, bums, and they'd still be like, si, senor. So the whole lawn and the hedges? Luck, terrible. You're so close to America,
God.
and yet so far.
I mean, to be fair, crossing an international border is no easy feat. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta think about like how versatile you have to be to cross the heavy terrain, the endurance that must be required. I mean, credit where credit is due. You know what I mean? And you know, the more I keep talking about this, the more racist I'm starting to sound. So I think I'm just gonna push forward to the next racial group now.
Buffs, Krishna. Debuffs, reality. Strength, it's gotta be high if they can drink their water and not instantly get diarrhea. IQ, average. They recently landed a rocket on the moon, and yet half their population can't even spell rocket.
You know, I was just recently in India for a wedding, and I can confirm that everybody there knows how to spell rocket. I'm just gonna say that. Don't ask how I know that. I don't know where he did his research, but they know how to spell rocket.
Happiness, low. There's no such thing as your own room in India, just a spot on the ground. Endurance, well, if we're talking about...
That's not entirely true, but they are the most densely populated country in the entire world. They actually just surpassed China, which is actually fucking, I didn't think was possible.
Keeping their wife in check, then it'd be max. Luck,
Jesus.
very low. India is one of the most densely populated places on the planet, and they only have like 7 toilets. Next up, Native Americans who are in desperate need for a buff. Their HP is very low. They have the worst life expectancy out of all the races, because a shaman shaking maracas doesn't help cure cancer. Buffs, peace pipes.
Jesus.
Debuffs, spawn camping. Hey, what are you doing on my land? Strength, low. You know what beats a bow and arrow? Any gun.
I can already like tell you what they're gonna say for each one of these groups before they even do it. I always think they're gonna like say a couple things and then they just like triple it with more things that I'm like, wow, he went there. That's pretty wild. Again, how is this video still on YouTube? God only knows. There is a reason why it was taken down probably 3 to 4 times.
Which would you rather, 1 horsepower or 640? Resistance, fast travel. IQ, low. If Pocahontas was smart, she would have blown her way to the top.
He said like IQ is low for almost every single one of these racial groups. I don't know if you're allowed to say that, but it's not like this guy's showing like his sources on where he's getting this information from or anything. So just take whatever you hear today with a massive, massive grain of salt.
Happiness? Depends how good my trip is. Endurance, very low. I'm pretty sure there's only like 14 left. Luck, low. That dream catcher isn't preventing nightmares. It's making you live one.
That's true. I used to have a dream catcher just like hanging on my closet door, and it didn't do fucking shit, dude. I had nightmares every night. It definitely doesn't help. So don't go out and buy one. It's not gonna do you any favors.
Next up, Muslim. HP, depends if they're wearing the vest or not. Buffs, oppression.
Jesus
Debuffs,
Christ.
equality. Strength, very high. Praying 5 times a day to someone who doesn't let you taste sin is next level devotion. Speed, low.
I don't know how that makes you have high strength.
Resistance, Christmas.
They act like these other countries don't have like actual automobiles and like, you know, first world technology. Like, I don't know why you assume that like Native Americans still ride horses and these guys ride camels. Like it's so stupid.
IQ, very high. Convincing half the population they're an NPC is really quite insightful. Happiness, well, if you're a man, high. If you're a woman, then you better hide those ankles. Endurance, max. Fasting while it's 112 degrees outside really builds your tolerance to neglect.
Okay, why was KFC and Burger King just sitting right next to him in the middle of a desert? Does somebody want to explain that racial stereotype? Because for some reason I'm not getting it.
Next up, Irish.
Jesus.
HP, low. The liver can only take
Why does the Irish get its own section? Are they going to do every single like denomination of every single racial group? I feel like if this video goes on any longer, I'm probably going to be out of a job pretty soon.
Buffs, storytelling. Debuffs, alone time with Father Cunningham. Strength at holding me down. Max.
Not sure if I got that one.
IQ, low. Maybe if you stop believing in genies, you'd stop asking for wishes. Happiness, low. Hard to feel special when your child's 6 of 9. Luck, low. A 4-leaf clover isn't gonna make her bend over. And special ability, being a white...
You don't know that, man. I mean, have you ever found a 4-leaf clover? I mean, that shit does wonders that you wouldn't believe. You know what I mean? It's not gonna get you laid, per se. Not that I have, you know, tried or something, but you never know.
Next up, Italian. HP, very high. Apparently talking with your hands is good cardio. Buff...
That's kind of true. Not the whole hands thing. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about, but the fact that, like, everybody there just is, like, old as shit. I don't know if it's because people retire in Italy or if they just live really long, but very elderly population there.
Debuffs, Debuffs, controlling their temper. Strength, +10 every time someone mentions
Family.
Resistance, shame. A wife beater isn't a shirt, and kissing your mom on the lips is gross. Next up, British.
True dat, true
HP, average. Strengthened by sarcasm, weakened by hugs. Buffs, accent. Debuffs, hearing the word reparations.
I honestly don't even understand the purpose of this video other than to just piss everyone off. You know, he's getting views on his channel. You know, that's probably the purpose of the video. I guess you could argue it could help people come together and like sort of laugh at each other a little bit and like kind of build some camaraderie among the races. But for the most part, I can't see it, you know, solving world hunger or anything remotely beneficial to society whatsoever. But hey, you know, it's entertaining, and that's why we're here. So watch the goddamn video, I guess.
High, probably because they're always running from their feelings. IQ, very high. Brilliant at figuring out how to exploit others. Happiness, very low. Anytime one of them smiles, someone will say, "Oi, look at this over here." Luck, average. Lost their empire, but somehow kept the Commonwealth as a consolation prize. And special ability,
yeah, and
Imperial
the USA's better.
Kirby, can absorb abilities from other cultures. Next up, Jew.
Jesus Christ. Cultural appropriation joke right there. And they can just, yeah, I mean, did you guys see that Kirby reference right there? And anybody like play like the Kirby games back in the day? Sorry, I'm just trying to distract from all the racism like in the air at the moment. I'm really trying to just focus on humor and not individual characteristics.
Buffs, negotiating. Debuffs, side profile picks. Strength, comedy. Turn generational trauma into stand-up gold. Speed, average.
I mean,
Quick
yeah.
when they smell a sale, slow to pick up the check. Resistance, tipping over 10%. IQ, low. 40 years of roaming the desert and not one of you said, "I don't think this Moses cat knows where he's going."
Damn, this guy like knocks out all the stereotypes that I can think of in like the first 5 seconds, and then he just like does 5 more that I've just like never even heard of. It's kind of crazy how he can do that. I wonder how he like prepares for a video like this. Like, how do you do your research? Do you just like ask around? Do you like go on Reddit forums? Like, I'm just asking for a friend. I'm not asking for me personally. I'm just very curious. I'm just a curious guy out here. Innocent, curious guy out here.
Endurance, max. They're borderline unkillable. Poverty, plague, camps. Nothing seems to work. Luck, terrible.
They're pretty
On
OP,
top of being
yeah, in
history
that regard.
scapegoat, again, side profile, not the greatest. And special ability, passive irritant. Who uses the urinal next to someone when there's clearly other options available? What? It's Monday, Friday, Wednesday, and if those are taken, you slip into Tuesday or Thursday. What does it matter?
Yep.
This isn't a team-building activity, okay? And if you must know, I got a little bit of a shy bladder.
That's a long conversation for a urinal piss right there. That's a lot of eye contact, and I feel like they're not even looking where they're peeing, so there's no way they're actually hitting the urinal. I hope that's not what they do over there, but if it is, then that might be the biggest downside I've heard all day.
So after crunching the numbers,
Okay,
I
that
can
was
safely say
very
that people
drawn-out
with
scene.
the best stats are, drumroll, the whites. Obviously, we always win. Sure, other stats might be better, but there's no patch notes for how broken we are. So that's my vid on which race I type.
All right, guys. Well, that was it. What did y'all think? Was that very enlightening? Did you guys learn a lot? Because I sure as hell did not. Make sure to let me know in the comments which race you think is the best, and we'll just tally them up and see who wins. No, I'm just kidding. Please don't fucking do that. Please, for the love of God, do not do that. All right, I'm gonna wear a hat for this outro because I just became aware that I looked like shit that entire video, which is pretty rude of you guys not to say anything. I don't know why you wouldn't do that, but it's fine. I'll just get over it, I guess. But hey, thanks for watching this video and helping me get views at the expense of marginalized groups. I hope you guys feel really good about yourselves. No, but seriously though, I wouldn't be shocked at all if I got a strike on my channel for that one. That probably wasn't a good idea. I don't know what I was thinking when I decided to do this video, but let's see what happens and just hope for the best out here. I hope you guys are praying for me. Anyways, thanks for sticking around till the end. If you were offended by anything that happened in this video, please direct 100% of your frustration at the channel that made it, not myself, please. I'm just a guy over here with a slightly below average IQ. I shouldn't be held accountable for any of my actions. Anyways, before I go, make sure you like and subscribe so I have more likes and subscribers. Don't forget to join my Discord and Patreon if you haven't already for some reason. And last and certainly not least, go fuck yourselves, everybody. Have a good one.